His Majesty King Mohammed VI, our founder and the leader of Crans-Montana, Excellencies, business and political leaders, distinguished delegates, all other protocols observed. Allow me this morning to first express the gratitude of the Liberian delegation, which includes Ministers of Education, Health, Youth and Sports, and the Ministry of Gender, to God who allowed us to come and see this beautiful part of Morocco and who has brought us safely to these shores. We are grateful for the invitation extended to Liberia and to our delegation to be a part of this forum. I'm honored to have been chosen as one of those who are given an opportunity to speak this morning about the importance of the Crans-Montana Forum on Africa and the South-South cooperation. This indeed is a very critical platform on which nations in this triangle come together to take stock of the gains and the challenges and what we would like to see done as our initiatives as a viable tool for peace, security, and sustainable development. As we gather here, all of the nations that are represented, let us keep in mind that this South-South cooperation was born out of recognition of the countries in the global South and their national interests and cooperation and collaboration, one which will promote sustainable inclusive growth amongst all nations. Today, the South-South cooperation has endeavored to include the exchange of resources, technology, and knowledge between large countries and relatively small ones. In essence, we gather to talk about the international cooperation that we so urgently need. We must mobilize collectively technical, financial, and human resources with the purpose of promoting shared, sustained development. As an example of this school of thought, one of the basic tenets of our Liberia's foreign policy is the recognition that Liberia's national interest is closely identified with those here represented by the countries in the South-South. Our president extends his congratulations to the Crans-Montana Forum for holding this deliberation, and we extend our deepest gratitude to His Excellency, His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, for a close collaboration between both of our countries. We have been a constant supporter of the South-South dialogue for many years, and we're part of the forging of political and economic ties with developing nations. From a regional perspective, the South-South cooperation is a major tool for political consolidation, peace and security, and investment and trade. The mechanisms that are discussed amongst our nations can be utilized to boost trade, peace, security, and ensuring that the young people are a part of the new Africa that we hope to see. Some of the other issues that we must continue to think about are joint border patrols, the change of surveillance, peacekeeping operations, security cooperation, and forest management, amongst others. I come from a nation with a history of devastating civil conflict, and the successful utilization of the South-South mechanisms have helped us to be able to go through a democratic process and come up with a government that is now on its feet, striving to establish a stable and secure future for not just Liberia, but the West African region as a whole. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, while we recognize the important role that the North-South cooperation has played and will continue to play in harnessing development initiatives in our regions, the South-South triangular framework is relevant and necessary for the current trends of pursuing Sustainable Development Goals. Though some solutions of yesterday may not apply to today's challenges, we are in a rapidly changing world. We must muster the courage to take bold and decisive decisions that include recognizing the increasing role emerging and non-traditional players can play. I therefore call on all of our partners in our countries in the South-South and our global partners to boldly seize the new opportunities that will be discussed over the next 2 days and commit our governments and our partnerships to promote economic and social transformations that celebrate inclusive and shared prosperity, particularly for women and youth on the continent. In closing, the commitment of the Crans-Montana Forum and the countries in the South-South were clearly stated many years ago by one of Africa's founding fathers, President Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana. We shall crave your indulgence to remember as we deliberate. With our united resources, all of the energies that are combined in this room and in our nations represented, and the talents, we have the means, if we continue to show the will, to transform the economic structures of our individual states from poverty to that of wealth, from inequality to the satisfaction of popular needs of our people. We must remember that only on a continental basis shall we be able to plan the popular utilization of all of the resources for the full development of our continent. Let me extend the profound appreciation of the Liberian delegation to our founder and our president, and to the organizers of this conference for the visionary initiative that brings together current and future leaders from across the world for an assessment of how to further actualize national, regional cooperation and programs around the problems that we see, whether it's women empowerment or youth migration or war and crisis. Together, we can make our world a better place. Thank you.
We put votre Libéria. Monsieur le vice-premier ministre de la Guinée équatoriale.